party, nigga. Put your cash up. Oh.
Remember Immature? Of course you do.
What's up, it's Immature. If not, it's a rap.
Remember Never Lie? Constantly and We Got It? Obviously, you probably got Marcus Houston and Kelton LVB Kessie. But Romeo, the one who wore the eye patch, his name was Young Rome, born Jerome Isaac Jones on October 25th, 1981. He was the youngest member of Immature, the boy band that had teenage girls screaming in the 90s.
Romeo, LDB, and back.
While his bandmates Marcus, Batman, Houston became household names, Kelton, LDB Kessie, continued his work as a record producer. Young Rome was the other voice, the other face, the one people remembered but couldn't quite name.
I got mine from the fans, because they thought I was like Little Romeo. So I took that in and started calling myself Romeo.
Then he disappeared. Not slowly, not gradually, he just vanished from the group that made him famous. What happened to Young Rome after IMX? The truth is messier, sadder, and more complicated than anyone expected. Young Rome entered the music scene as part of Immature, later known as IMX in the early 1990s. The group was formed by producer Chris Stokes and became one of the biggest teen R&B acts of the decade.
Stokes was starting the group back in the day. Rome was one of the original members. They found me, and then it was me and Rome and like a couple of other members back in the day.
Right.
They didn't pan out.
Right.
So me and Rome stayed in the group, and then I think it was Half Pint.
Yeah.
I went to school with Half Pint. I went to school with Half Pint, so I was like, yeah, I got my boy, you know what I'm saying? I go to school and he with it, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. Kel lived down the street from me.
Oh, okay.
And then, so originally, before Half Pint was supposed to be Kel, I literally walked down the street, and this is like just stories that people don't really know. I walked down the street to Kelton's house. He was at a baseball game.
Oh, wow.
So he wasn't home. So I was
Right.
like, oh, my boy Kel wasn't home, so I'm gonna go to Half Pint. So then,
Oh, dang.
that's what happened. So then
you out playing baseball, you missed the whole first run of Immature.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah, he loved baseball.
I never knew anything about the group before then anyway, because he was coming to present the opportunity.
Yep. So then he was in the band, and things didn't work out with Half Pint. We was like, just move Kelton up to the.
With their matching outfits, synchronized dance moves, and songs about young love, they captured the hearts of millions. Hits like Never Lie, We Got It, and Constantly dominated radio and MTV. But here's the thing about Immature. It was always Marcus Houston's group. He was the lead vocalist, the heartthrob, the one with a solo career already mapped out. Romeo was the charismatic dancer, the one with personality that leapt off the screen. He was there. He sang his parts, he danced, and smiled for the cameras. But he was never the focus. In 1999, Immature rebranded as IMX, signaling their transition from teen pop to more mature R&B. They released the album Introducing IMX, which featured the hit Stay the Night. The album was moderately successful, showing the group could evolve beyond their teen idol image, but cracks were forming behind the scenes. By 2002, Young Rome was no longer with the group. The departure was quiet, with minimal explanation. No dramatic press conference, no public feud, no tell-all interview. He was just gone. So what happened? The truth involves a combination of creative differences, personal struggles, and the harsh reality that not every member of a successful group can sustain a solo career. Young Rome has given limited interviews over the years, and in those rare moments of candor, he's hinted at feeling undervalued within the group, being overshadowed by Marcus, and struggling with the direction Chris Stokes wanted to take IMX. There were also whispers, never fully substantiated, but persistent, about financial disputes. Some reports suggested Young Rome felt he wasn't receiving his fair share of the group's earnings. Others claimed he was difficult to work with, unreliable during recording sessions and performances. The truth, as always, probably lies somewhere in the middle. After leaving IMX, Young Rome attempted to launch a solo career. In 2004, he released the single After Party, featuring rapper Omarion, who was experiencing massive success with B2K.
It's the after party, nigga. Put your cash up. Oh.
The song had potential. It was catchy, well-produced, and featured Young Rome's smooth vocals, but it barely made a dent in the charts. He released another single, Freaky, trying to position himself as a more mature, sensual R&B artist. Again, the song had merit, but failed to connect with audiences. Without the Immature IMX brand behind him, without Marcus Houston's star power or Romeo's charisma, young Rome couldn't break through as a solo artist.
The harsh reality is that the music industry is brutally unforgiving to artists who don't have that indefinable it factor. Young Rome had talent. He could sing, he could perform, but he lacked the star quality that separates working musicians from superstars. He was the guy in the background of someone else's story, and when he tried to make it his own story, audiences didn't follow. By the mid-2000s, young Rome had largely disappeared from the music scene. He wasn't releasing new material, wasn't touring, wasn't appearing in public. For years, fans wondered what happened to him. Was he okay? Had he given up on music entirely? Has something tragic occurred? The truth was less dramatic, but perhaps more sad. Young Rome was struggling. He'd gone from being part of a successful group with money, fame, and opportunities to being a forgotten former child star trying to figure out who he was without the spotlight. He worked irregular jobs, tried to make ends meet, and dealt with the psychological toll of losing relevance before he'd even turned 30. There have been occasional sightings and updates over the years. In the 2010s, young Rome began appearing at 90s nostalgia events, R&B reunion concerts, and throwback shows where Immature/IMX fans could relive their youth.
I think what took so long for us to come out is just timing. We've always told ourselves that, if it was the right time, the right place, and really the fans. When y'all gonna put us in the music? I mean, we flirted with the idea a couple of times. Even last year we did a show that was very successful out in LA. That's what kind of sparked us to really feel like, okay, this is something that the fans out there want. So, we always fans pleasers. So.
These performances were bittersweet. Crowds were excited to see him, but they were celebrating what he used to be, not what he'd become. Romeo, or Jerome Jones, also found some success post-IMX, though not to the level of Marcus Houston.
But even LDB's moderate success exceeded anything young Rome achieved solo.
It's a painful reality for someone who was once part of a trio, watching both your former partners succeed while you fade away. Young Rome has also been candid about personal struggles, including battles with depression and feelings of worthlessness after losing his place in the industry. In one particularly heartbreaking interview, he talked about driving past billboards featuring Marcus Houston and feeling like a failure, like he'd wasted his opportunity. Financially, things have been difficult. Without ongoing royalties from a solo career, without acting gigs or other entertainment opportunities, young Rome has had to work regular jobs to survive. The money from Immature's heyday is long gone, spent or mismanaged, or simply not enough to last a lifetime. As of 2025, his net worth is estimated at around $100,000 to $300,000, a far cry from what successful 90s R&B artists accumulated. There have been no major scandals or controversies in young Rome's post-IMX life. No arrests, no drug problems, no public meltdowns. In some ways, that makes his story even sadder. He didn't self-destruct or throw away his opportunities through bad behavior. He simply wasn't special enough to succeed alone, and the industry moved on without him. He's never married publicly, though there have been hints at relationships over the years.
Investment stuff. And I'm single. You're not gonna see no relationship about me.
He has at least one child, though he's kept his family life extremely private, perhaps protecting them from the scrutiny that comes with even faded fame. His social media presence is sporadic, with occasional posts about music, throwback photos from his immature days, and motivational messages that feel like he's trying to convince himself as much as his followers. Currently, young Rome continues to perform at nostalgia events when opportunities arise. He's released independent music sporadically, songs that showcase he can still sing but lack the production quality or promotional push to matter in today's streaming-dominated landscape. He's talked about working on a full solo album, but those promises have been made for years without materialization. There have been occasional Immature/IMX reunion talks, and young Rome has expressed openness to rejoining his former bandmates.
Talked about making it like how it was back in the day.
But those reunions have been limited. A performance here, an appearance there, without any serious attempt to relaunch the group. Marcus Houston and Romeo have their own careers and priorities. The relationship between young Rome and his former bandmates appears cordial but distant. They're not enemies, but they're not close friends either. Too much time has passed. Too many different paths have been taken. When they do reunite for performances, there's professionalism, but not the brotherhood that once existed. Young Rome has also tried his hand at other entertainment entertainment ventures. He's done some acting in small independent films, appeared in web series, and even tried producing music for other artists. None of these ventures have led to sustainable success. He's a talented guy searching for his place in an industry that's moved on without him. In interviews, young Rome oscillates between gratitude for his time in Immature and frustration about how things turned out. He's thankful for the opportunities he had, the places he traveled, the fans who still remember him. But there's also bitterness about being the forgotten member, about not getting the same opportunities as Marcus, about feeling like he was never truly valued within the group. There's also been discussion about Chris Stokes, the producer and manager who created Immature.
Sat down with Raz B last week to talk with him about sex abuse and the fact that for years he's been asking for people to take him serious and asking for justice. He's been asking for people to take the alleged sex abuse that occurred when he was a kid by his cousin and former manager Chris Stokes.
Over the years, several former B2K members and others have made allegations about Stokes' behavior and business practices. Young Rome has been cautious in his comments, neither fully defending Stokes nor joining the chorus of critics. His silence on the matter speaks volumes. There are things he's not saying, stories he's not telling. As of 2025, young Rome is 45 years old, still trying to figure out his place in the entertainment world. He hasn't given up entirely, but he's also realistic about his prospects. The dream of solo superstardom is dead. What remains is the question of how to build a sustainable life with the remnants of past fame and the reality of current obscurity. He's expressed interest in mentoring young artists, helping them avoid the pitfalls he experienced. He's talked about writing a book about his journey, though like the promised album, it hasn't materialized yet. He continues to post music online, hoping that maybe one song will catch fire and give him a second chance at relevance. The tragedy of young Rome isn't that he failed spectacularly, it's that he simply faded away. He was part of something special, something that mattered to millions of fans, and then he was gone. When people remember Immature or IMX, they remember Marcus Houston's voice. Young Rome is the guy they kind of remember being there but can't quite place. He's a blurry face in the background of their nostalgia, a voice they heard but didn't notice, a presence that was there and then wasn't.
He's not destitute or destroyed, he's just forgotten. And maybe that's the cruelest fate for someone who once stood on stages in front of thousands of screaming fans. Not to be hated or pitied, but to be overlooked, to be the answer to a trivia question nobody asks, to be the wait who when someone mentions Immature. Young Rome is still here, still trying, still hoping that maybe, just maybe, people will remember him as more than just the other guy in Immature. But with each passing year, with each nostalgia concert where he's barely promoted, with each social media post that gets a handful of likes, the reality becomes clearer. His moment passed decades ago, and it's not coming back. He's living proof that being talented isn't enough. Being in a successful group isn't enough. Having opportunities isn't enough. You need star power, luck, timing, and that indefinable something that makes audiences choose you over everyone else. Young Rome had everything except that something. And in the entertainment industry, that's the only thing that matters.